everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author, and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. So today I'm going to be answering questions from the readers in my audience, so you guys basically. I have 10 questions and a bonus one, so I'm just going to jump right to it. Number 1. How many books do you have in backlog now? Oh, this is making me think. I really should have looked this up before I started recording the video, but let me think. I've got 19 out and I've written 35 or 36, or I'm on 35 and 36 now, so 34. So I'm going to have to do maths on screen. So about 15 books that are in backlog, and I have no plans to rapid release any of them. Just want to be clear there. Number 2, have you ever written a book and decided that it's not yet to a level where you can pull it off? What did you do? I don't think that exact scenario has happened to me. I've written a book and decided that I don't like it and I don't want to continue writing it. And then, like I've said in the past, I turned it into a different book. But I don't think I've ever written a book and decided that I'm not yet to a level where I can pull it off. Maybe that's just my ego speaking, but generally speaking, when I write an idea, I don't try to aim higher than I'm able. I aim for it to be better than the last one, but that's about it really. So I haven't had this scenario happen. Number 3. Loving the weekly vlogs every month, would you ever consider doing more? Probably not, no, because they take a lot of time. Like, you know, I track my time, so with the way YouTube has changed how you caption things, I'm spending more time in the Authortube portion of my month. So the weekly vlogs make up for a lot of that. Like, the captioning them takes about 2 hours, depending on how long they are. And it's not something that I would consider doing more than once a month. Number 4, have you ever considered co-writing? If so, who would you like to write with? This is an interesting one because I have co-written in the past, like the distant past. I co-wrote a book, and these books will again never see the light of day. I co-wrote a book with my best friend, and that was fun. It was a terrible book looking back, but we were only teenagers at the time, so what were we expecting? I have co-written in other situations, again, when I was a teen, and I found it really hard because if you don't have a good relationship with who you're co-writing with, then it's really hard to collate ideas and to work together. I'm not sure whether I would do it with anyone now, simply because the way I write and the way I don't plan would make it very hard for someone to co-write with me. Unless they were also a pantser and we had this shared idea, and even then I think it would just be a headache for both of us, so I don't think it would be something we'd do. Number 5, how long until Cramming Chronicles the second pen comes out? It won't go to the editor until the 1st of April 2022. I'm more solid on that now, which means it will come out in October 2022, so you have about a year and a bit. Number 6, how many books have you read this year so far? Are you ahead in your Goodreads challenge? Yes, I had to increase it to 400 books, which I know seems like a big jump from 250, but I ended up increasing it from 250 to 300, from 300 to 350, and now we're at 400, and I'm still, I think, about 19 books ahead. I'm at about 232, I think, maybe a bit over that, I can't remember, I'd have to go and actually check, but I'm over the halfway mark and I'm still ahead, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. Number 7, happy upcoming authorversary. Does it feel like you've been published 16 years? Would you ever change how you did things or your publishing path? It does feel like I've been published 16 years, and it doesn't at the same time. Like, time is weird. Time is, it's just weird. Would I ever change how I did things? Yes, I would have done more research. And I would have approached things differently, but as someone else I was watching said, you know, you can't make those mistakes, you can't learn from those mistakes unless you make them. And so, yeah, I get that on a deep level. Would I change my publishing path? Probably not. I'm very happy to be indie, I'm very proud to be indie, and which I'll answer in a later question, I have considered traditional publishing, I just don't want to. No shade to those who do. I just don't want to. Number 8, have you ever considered doing more live streams? I have considered it. I am now very much settled into up very early in the morning and in bed very early in the afternoon, And I kind of figured that maybe I could try and do midday ones, but it just hasn't happened. My computer is of the age that it doesn't really do well with live streams, and I can pretty much do sprints if I'm a guest on somebody else's live stream. I don't know whether it would work on my computer, whether I'd be able to do sprints, and that's obviously part of the live streams. And even like productivity live streams, there are like, you know, parts of it that you are timing. Hello, Miss Tortellini. I have been double kittened. So I've considered it, but I haven't actually thought about doing it. Just with my with where I am in the world and where I am in my health and all the rest of it, it just hasn't happened. Number 9, out of your books, which one do you remember writing the most? That's a really strange, not strange in a bad way, but it's a weird question, because I obviously remember writing the ones I wrote most recently, but if we're talking about the ones published, probably the Lights Out trilogy, just simply because, again, it's the most recent of the ones published, but also because it was my first foray into actual deep world building and stuff like that. It was my way of like branching out into dystopian, and from there into a trilogy, which I'd never done before. And I just really do. I remember writing Lights Out and thinking, wait, this is just not the way Locke would act and would react to this situation. Because if you remember, Lights Out was originally a standalone, or it was going to be a standalone. And then I started writing it, and I got towards the end and I thought, no, this isn't going to happen. There is more to this story. So I guess I have a very real memory of how that felt and all of that. And number 10, would you ever consider traditional publishing? So going back to number 7, the answer is no, I wouldn't, just because I don't want to. I have nothing against traditional publishing at all, but I just don't feel like it's the path for me. I don't feel like it's something that I would excel at. I don't think it's something that I would do very well at. I don't think it's something that I have the gumption to do. I have a lot of admiration for those who query and go through the query trenches and go through all of that, and I don't think that it would be conducive to a good experience for me. Not that, you know, getting rejected totally is a good experience for anybody, but in other words, I just don't want to. And the bonus question, have you ever had an idea and then decided not to use it? No. Basically, if I have an idea, I will keep trying to twist it and turn it and make it so that I can use it in some way. Even if it's slightly different from the original idea, I'm very good at sort of like branching out from that idea and deciding what comes next and all of that. But I don't think I've ever had an idea or a book idea that I've then gone, no, I don't want to use that. So there we go. Those are my 11 questions from you guys. If you ever have a question for me, all you have to do is shoot it to me over social media and I will probably answer it there and then. But if not, I will save it for a video like this. So do you have any questions for me? Do you have anything that you're desperate to know? If so, let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media and my books are available everywhere. And don't forget to pick up Lights Off, the last in the Young Adult Dystopian series. And also don't forget to grab a ticket for Author City in Birmingham, where I will be signing books in July next year. All the links for which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye.